It started with a stolen book. Not stolen, exactly. Borrowed. Permanently. I was in this old, dusty bookstore, the kind that smells like paper and forgotten stories. I reached for the last copy of 100 Years of Solitude, and so did she. Our hands brushed. Classic, I know. But what wasn't classic was her reaction. She just smiled, a mischievous little glint in her eye, and said, "Race you to the counter?" Before I could even process it, she snatched the book and was halfway there. I was stunned, then I laughed. I bought a different book, something I don't even remember, and left. A week later, I was at a local coffee shop, trying to decipher a particularly dense philosophy text for a class. The barista called out an order, latte for the book thief. And there she was, holding the same copy of Marquez. She saw me, her eyes widened, and she walked over. "You," she said, pointing a finger at me. "I was hoping I'd run into you." She placed the book on my table. "I finished it. Your turn." Her name was Maya, and that's how our story began, over a borrowed book and a shared love for worlds built of words. Our first date wasn't a date, not really. She texted me, "Emergency. Meet me at the city fountain. Bring donuts." I arrived, box of glazed donuts in hand, to find her sitting on the edge, looking, well, stressed. "What's the emergency?" I asked. She pointed to a tiny fluffy duckling that had gotten separated from its family on the other side of the pond. "Operation Reunion," she announced, her face completely serious. For the next hour, we became amateur duck whisperers, trying to coax this little fluffball back to its frantic mother. We used donut crumbs as bait. We made ridiculous quacking noises. People stared. We finally succeeded, and the triumphant look on her face was better than any sunset. We celebrated with the rest of the donuts, sitting by the fountain as the sky turned purple. I knew then. This was different. We fell into a rhythm. Our dates were never just dinner and a movie. They were adventures. We go on late-night explorations of the city, finding hidden alleyways and rooftop gardens. We once spent an entire Saturday trying to visit every single library branch in the city, a quest we lovingly called the literary pilgrimage. We'd read passages to each other from our favorite finds. Her voice could make a grocery list sound like poetry. We learned each other's stories, not through grand confessions, but in the small moments. The way her brow furrowed when she concentrated, the scar above her eyebrow from a childhood tree-climbing incident, the way she'd hum off-key when she was happy. I learned she was a painter. Her apartment was a beautiful chaos of canvases, paint tubes, and sketches. Her art was vibrant and full of life, just like her. She painted feelings, she said. The bright yellow of a perfect summer day, the deep blue of a quiet, lonely night, the chaotic splash of colors that was the feeling of falling in love. One day, I found her working on a new piece. It was a canvas filled with swirling galaxies, and in the center, two small figures sat on the edge of a planet, their feet dangling in stardust. It was us, at the fountain, with the ducks. "That's how it felt," she whispered, not looking away from the canvas. Like the whole universe shrunk down to just us and a duckling, but stories aren't just made of sunny days. The first real storm came about a year in. I got an amazing job offer. The catch? It was on the other side of the country. 1,000 miles away. It was my dream job, everything I'd been working for. But leaving her felt like tearing a part of myself away. We argued, not loud, shouting arguments, but the quiet, painful kind, full of long silences and things left unsaid. "You should go," she said one night, her voice barely a whisper. "You can't give up your dream for me." I could hear the crack in her voice, the one she was trying so hard to hide. "You're my dream too," I told her, and it was the truest thing I'd ever said. The night before I was supposed to give my final answer, I couldn't sleep. I walked through the city, ending up, as I always did, at the bookstore where we met. It was closed, of course, but I just stood there, looking through the glass. And then, I saw her. She was sitting on the bench across the street, just watching the store. I crossed over and sat beside her. We didn't say anything for a long time, then she turned to me. I painted something new, she said. It's awful, it's all gray and empty. I can't find the color without you. My heart shattered and pieced itself back together in that one moment. I took out my phone and declined the job offer. My boss was not happy, but as I hit send, I felt a weight lift. I looked at Maya, and she was already smiling, that same mischievous glint back in her eyes. Good, she said. Because I have a plan. Her plan was bold. We pooled our savings, rented a beat-up van, and decided to chase our own dreams, together. She would paint the landscapes we saw, and I would write their stories. We called it the Atlas of Us. Our families thought we were crazy. Maybe we were. We drove through sun-scorched deserts and misty mountains. We slept under blankets of stars that looked close enough to touch. I wrote on a rickety laptop in diners and campsites, while she set up her easel and captured the world in strokes of color. There were hard days. The van broke down more times than I can count. We ran low on money. We got on each other's nerves in that tiny enclosed space. But for every moment of doubt, there were 100 moments of pure magic. Watching a sunrise paint the Grand Canyon in hues of orange and pink. Dancing in the rain in a deserted parking lot in New Orleans. Reading my stories aloud to a small, captivated audience in a Portland coffee shop, with her paintings hanging on the wall behind me. We weren't just observing the world. We were a part of it. And we were building a life, a strange, wonderful, unconventional life that was entirely our own. One evening, we were parked by the Pacific Ocean. The van was filled with her finished canvases and my notebooks full of stories. We'd built a small portfolio, a testament to our journey. Maya was leaning against me, watching the waves crash against the shore. Remember that book? She asked quietly. 100 Years of Solitude? I nodded. It's about a family's epic, sprawling history, she continued. I feel like we're writing our own. She reached into her bag and pulled out a small velvet box. My breath caught in my throat. She opened it, and inside wasn't a ring, but 2 matching compasses, antique and beautiful. So we never lose our way, she said, her eyes sparkling with unshed tears. As long as we're heading in the same direction. Together. I didn't have a ring. I didn't have a plan, but I had my answer. Yes, I said, my voice thick with emotion. Always yes. We didn't need a traditional proposal, just like we didn't need a traditional life. We just needed each other. The sun dipped below the horizon, setting the sky on fire. It was the color of a perfect summer day, the color of a quiet, shared future, the color of falling in love, over and over again. Our story started with a stolen book, but it became a library. An epic, an atlas of us, and we were only on the first chapter. Thanks for watching our story unfold. If you believe in unexpected adventures and finding love in the most unlikely places, hit that subscribe button because our journey is far from over.